Best of Iggy by Annie Barrows, illustrated by Sam Ricks. Chapter 1. Things We Wish We Hadn't Done. All of us do things we wish we hadn't done. Sometimes we say we wish we hadn't done a thing when what we really wish is that we hadn't gotten in trouble for it. Other times, we wish we hadn't done quite as much of the thing as we did. But once in a while, not very often, we wish we had not done the thing at all. We wish it could be erased. We wish we had never thought of it. We wish we could go back in time and not do it. But we can't, because we aren't magic. This is not a book about magic. This is a book about a boy named Iggy. You probably want to know why he was named Iggy, but I'm talking about something else right now. Iggy is what's called the hero of this book. Does that mean he's polite and nice and plays the cello and reads for at least half an hour before bedtime? No. Iggy is the hero of this book because he's the one who does the things in it. All the things he does in this book are bad. Every last one of them. It's really a shame you have to hear about such bad things, nice children like you. You would never do these things, you say. Do you remember the beginning of this book? You should. It wasn't very long ago. Just in case you are paying no attention at all, here is a list. 3 types of things we wish we hadn't done. Number 1. Things we say we wish we hadn't done, but actually just wish we hadn't gotten in trouble for. Number 2. Things we wish we hadn't done quite as much as we did. Number 3. Things we really, completely wish we hadn't done. You probably noticed that this list goes from bad to worse. Number 1 is not so bad. We are a little sorry we did it, but still it was fun. Number 2 is half bad. Maybe even less than half. It wasn't ever a good idea, but it wouldn't have been so bad if we hadn't gone too far. We're sorry about going too far. Number 3 is the worst. Completely bad. We feel awful when we think of it. We're very, very sorry. In this book, Iggy Frangie will do all 3 types of bad things. He will go through numbers 1, 2, and 3. That's what this book is about. Bad things Iggy did. You will also learn about an important idea called extenuating circumstances. But not right now. Right now, I think it's time you met Iggy. He's in his room. He's going to be in his room for quite a while. He's going to get pretty bored. Some kids have computers or even TVs in their room, but not Iggy. Iggy's parents believe in screen-free kids. Iggy has tried to explain that their lives would be better if they let him have a computer in his room, because then he'd be too busy to do anything bad. Their answer to this was too complicated to go into. Basically, they said, forget it. But now, Iggy. Here he is. Yes, that's him. He's 9. He has brown hair. He is lying face down on his old hairy rug. He has to stay in his room until dinner time. It's 2:30 in the afternoon. That means he has 4 hours to go. This is his punishment. Part of it, anyway. He is also getting no dessert for a week. Plus, no allowance next month. Nope, 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 nope. Plus, he has to write an apology letter. He is supposed to be writing it right now. Poor Iggy. Is he lying face down on his rug, feeling bad about himself? No. Iggy is lying face down on his rug, laughing. Chapter 2. The Wonderful Boy. Not Iggy. Iggy Frangie is laughing. He can't help it. He's held it in for a long time. He almost laughed way back that morning when Jeremy Grierson came through the front door with his mom. Why? Because the kid was wearing a scarf. A scarf! Of course, Iggy didn't laugh. Laughing would have been rude. Also unfair, because probably Jeremy didn't want to wear a scarf. Probably his mom made him. Moms make you do stuff. The circle says have to, have to, have to, have to, have to. Iggy's mom, for example, made him hang out with Jeremy because she was friends with Jeremy's mom. Why wasn't she friends with the moms of guys Iggy liked? Those moms seemed fine to Iggy, but no, she had to be friends with Mrs. Grierson, and Mrs. Grierson had to have Jeremy, and both of them had to come over for brunch. At the front door, Iggy's older sister, Maribel, said, "Hi, Jeremy." "Hi, Maribel," said Jeremy. "Iggy?" said Iggy's mom. This meant, "Say hi to Jeremy." "Hi," said Iggy. "Hi," said Jeremy. "I like your scarf," said Maribel. Iggy made a face. "I do," she argued, with Iggy's face, because he hadn't said anything. "Jeremy's got style." Ever since she turned 11, Maribel said things like this about clothes. Iggy thought it was dumb. Iggy didn't say it was dumb. Iggy said nothing. Nothing was nice compared with the things he was thinking. But did Iggy get credit for being nice? No. His mom gave Iggy the fisheye. "Why don't you and Jeremy go play a game together while we get brunch on the table?" "'Kay. What you want to play, Jeremy?" Jeremy shrugged. "Whatever." Not the nicest answer, Iggy thought. But did Jeremy get the fisheye from his mom? No. Jeremy's mom said, "Jeremy's got to eat like a horse this morning because he has a recital this afternoon." A recital, of course, because Jeremy Grierson played the cello. Jeremy Grierson was a reader. Jeremy Grierson had the best manners ever, said Iggy's own grandmother. Everyone old thought Jeremy Grierson was the most wonderful boy in the world. Even some kids thought that. Well, girls mostly, but still. The grown-ups went into the kitchen. Maribel went with them. That was new too. Iggy and Jeremy looked at each other. "Come on," said Iggy. They walked toward the family room. When they got there, Jeremy looked around. "Where's your computer?" Iggy did not feel like laughing at this point. "We don't have one in here." "Where is it? Aren't we going to play a game? Do you like Megapolis? I have 1x, which is 9. Iggy swallowed. "They don't let me." "What?" "They don't let me play computer games." They did, actually, let Iggy play computer games. 1 hour a day, which he was not going to waste on Jeremy Grierson. "Wow, okay." Jeremy looked at Iggy in a certain way. The certain way was this: with pity for Iggy's sad, boring, dorky life, and with joy for his own much better life. He had so much pity for Iggy that extra pity oozed out in his voice when he said, "What game do you want to play?" At that moment, Iggy felt bad. He felt even worse the next moment when his little sister, Molly, came into the room. Molly was 3. Everything about Molly was round: her face, her eyeballs, her curls, and her stomach. She yelled at people a lot. She cracked Iggy up. Except not at that moment, because what she did when she came into the room was look at Jeremy, point her finger at Jeremy, and say to Jeremy, "I like that boy." Jeremy laughed. "Read me a book, boy," said Molly. Jeremy laughed again. Okay. Iggy couldn't believe it. Molly got a book and sat down next to Jeremy on the couch. She dug her elbow into his leg so he couldn't get away. "Read, boy," she said, and he did. Those were things she did with Iggy, not with other people. Iggy sat down on the floor and pretended to do a puzzle. In this way, time went by until enough had passed for Iggy's mom to call brunch. Chapter 3. Extenuating Circumstances, Part 1. This is a short chapter about a couple of long words. Extenuating circumstances are facts that make the things people do more understandable. They are pieces of information you need to know before you decide whether someone is good or bad. This idea is tricky, so here's an example. 1. A guy walks into a store and steals a loaf of bread. 2. A guy walks into a store and steals a loaf of bread because he hasn't eaten anything in 2 days. Because he hasn't eaten anything in 2 days is an extenuating circumstance. Do you think it's less bad to steal the bread if you haven't eaten in 2 days? I do. Keep this in mind when you read the next chapter, and especially when you read chapter 6.